Hello, I'm Greg Sullivan. Childhood trauma. Before comedy, I was doing a Bachelor of Arts at the university in Toowoomba. So, luckily, I started doing comedy and never tried to get a job with that. Getting to sleep in, and there's so many good parts. It's the best job in the world. You get to create your own show, and it's all up to you. And when it goes well, people congratulate you for doing your job and ask you if you want a drink. There's nothing better. I started at the Sit Down Comedy Club 25 years ago. I did a series of shows once off the back of a ute at building sites, and that was tough. It was really hard, it's hard to do a show. Most of the time when you bomb, people look sort of unimpressed, but there were a couple of those where people looked genuinely angry, and I was quite scared. But luckily, I was already on the back of a ute, so I was able to get away fairly quickly. So many favourite comedians. I just named the ones that haven't been embroiled in some kind of sex scandal. In Australia, Steve Hughes is a great comedian, and incredibly, I had to follow Steve at the Comedy Store in Sydney once, and that was very scary. Peter Berner, Anthony Murr, so many great comedians. Celia Piccola, I saw her show a couple of years ago. Hannah Gadsby. Damien Power, an amazing comic. Shane Hunter, who's on stage right now, who's one of my favourites. And a great thing about having done comedy for so long is that I'm actually friends with some people who I watch, and I'm blown away. Like every time I see Damien, I just think, oh well, I've got to get better, and that's a good thing to feel. Oh, I sound like I'm up myself, but doing shows overseas in Hong Kong and Singapore, and I did a showcase at the Improv in LA. Doing the Woodford Folk Festival. So many great shows. Doing TV. Having a radio show with my name on it. All those things have been great. I'm very grateful for. But maybe my career's peaked. I don't know. Hopefully there'll be some career highlights to come. If you get in my way, I'll crush you. And just do as many spots as you can. And failure is guaranteed in comedy. It doesn't matter how good you're going to get, you're going to fail. And the best thing you can do after a bad show is get on stage again as quickly as possible. Don't start fights if you don't have to. You'll end up in fights even if you try not to. Just enjoy the people around you, because the reality is most of the people that you start out doing spots with, some of them will give up, some of them will die, some of them will move away, some of them will become so famous that they won't answer your calls. So just enjoy it, because we do it because it's awesome fun. I'm about to go up on stage here at the Paddo. I don't know. I'm at a stage in my career where, for years and years I had ambitions and dreams, and most of them have come true. And I've been very lucky. I feel lucky that I'm able to make a living doing this and support my family. So I don't know. I guess it'd be nice to be famous and make millions of dollars, but that's not necessary. I guess what I'd really like to do is do shows that I really enjoy and thought-provoking, and make people have all the feels, have laughs and feel lots of different emotions. That's the goal. But the great thing about doing comedy is you never figure it out. It's a puzzle that you'll never solve, and it's always interesting to do. Thanks for having me at my home club, the first place I ever did stand-up, Sit Down Comedy Club at Paddo. It's always great to be here. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's Greg Sullivan Ha. Facebook, it's Greg Sullivan Comedian. Friend me up, and I'll be around. And gregsullivan.com.au is my website, and go check that out. And if you know anything about websites, get in contact with me because it needs to be updated. Thanks for having me.